Okay, I'll be conducting a pretty extensive review before I get into the assignment, because the assignment is boom, and you don't even need a calculator for it. Okay, we're going to show some graphing in the first part of this. Okay, I'm going to graph these equations. Okay, so you're going to be graphing the equation y equals 4x minus 3. Okay, y and x are both in the equation, so we want to use slope and y-intercept. So that's m, that's b. Now make sure you know, if y is by itself, you have your m and b. m, b. So 4 over 1, and then negative 3 is your y-intercept. So on the y-axis, okay, you go down 3. Negatives that way. 1, 2, 3. Then from there you go forward 1, up 4. Okay, then you take a straight edge, make the line, and bada bing, bada boom. Okay, negative 3x plus 5y equals 15. So you have x and y here, so we want to use slope, y-intercept. Got a little problem here though. You don't know your m and b because the y is not by itself like it was here. Okay, so let's dot up the y, circle it, get your negative. It's positive, so we don't change the signs. Okay, so plus 3x. Make a 0x and add 3x there. So it's going to be x with 3 and then plus 15. Now I divide everything by 5. 3 divided by 5 is a decimal, so we're keeping that 3/5 x. There's the m. And then 15 divided by 5 is 3. Okay, there's your b. So 3/5 is your slope. Y-intercept is plus 3. So on the y-axis, I go up 1, 2, 3. I go forward 5, up 3. Or up 3, forward 5, it really doesn't matter. Okay, can't do it again, that's fine. 2 points can make a line. Okay, next graph, y equals 7. Well, x is not here, so if it's not here, put 1, 2, 3, and you're going to make 3 coordinates. That's how we're going to graph the equation y equals 7. What letter do we have there? We have y, so all the y's are 7s. Every single coordinate in this has a y value of 7. X ain't here, so that's where we're going to do 1, 2, 3. So there's x, there's y. Positive this way, negative that way, positive, negative. 1, 7, I go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Forward 2, up 7. Forward 3, up 7. And there is my line. It is a straight horizontal line, which makes sense because that means y is 7 all through this line. Okay, then the last problem, you're going to need graph. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line shown. You need to see the graph, obviously. It's right here. Okay. So I need to have the line. I need to write the equation. Well, I'm going to put the y in front, the m in front of the x, plus b. Okay, I need my m and my b. Now remember what these are. M is the slope. B is the y-intercept. Now from a graph, you need to find your y-intercept first, okay? So right there, and I'll put b equals. So there's my point, okay? Now from the middle, okay, find where that point's at. It's up positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, positive 5. So positive 5 is your b. That's also going to serve as point 1. Now go this way forward, right there, that'll be 0.2. Because we need those 2 points, because the slope from a graph is the rise over the run. So I'd go down 1, 2, so negative 2. And the run would be 1, 2, 3. The only thing these divide by is 1, so it would be negative 2/3. And there's your answer. So from a graph, you actually find the b first and go back and measure your rise to run. Unlike these next problems we're going to do on the notebook paper without the graph. Write an equation of a line with m equals negative 2 through negative 2, 3. Okay, now you're writing the equation without seeing the line. So I set it up the same way. M's the slope, b's the y-intercept. Now m is given to me, it's negative 2. Okay, and then y equals m times x plus b. So m is negative 2, and then 3 is replaced with y, and then negative 2 is replaced with x. So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, minus 4, minus 4, negative 1 equals b. There's your equation. Okay. If you take negative 2 times negative 2 and add negative 1, you get back to 3, which is right. Okay, write an equation of line through 4, negative 2, means x, y, and then they give me a second solution, 8, negative 6. Okay, so I'm writing the same thing, the equation of a line. So m's the slope, b's the y-intercept. Okay, slope, that would be y minus y, x minus x when I'm given 2 coordinates and do not have my slope. So minus minus, compare x's, you should start with the higher x, so negative 6 over 8. Then negative 2 over 4. So that's a negative 6, a positive 2, and a negative 4. So negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. 8 plus negative 4 is 4. And then we're going to divide those, okay? Reduce it by 4. So it ends up as negative 1 over 1. Now, when you put that into the equation, if you have a 1 on the bottom, you can discard of it. It'd be negative 1. Has to be negative 1 though. Okay, then you cross those out, so m is negative 1. You can pick one or the other. Let's go with negative 6 for y, 8 for x. So negative 6, drop your plus sign, put the b in front. Negative 1 times 8 is negative 8. Then you add 8 to both sides. Negative 6 plus 8 is 2. Okay. There's your equation. Okay, the next one, they asked me this random question. You're not writing the equation. Find the slope and y-intercept of the equation 3x plus 4y equals 12. Well, that's code word for get the y by itself, okay? So dot circle, it's positive so we don't change signs. Minus 3x, create your own x, means 0x. 4 times y, 0 minus 3 is negative 3, and then plus 12. Now you divide everything by 4. That's a decimal. That's okay, that's my m. And 3 is my b. So the slope is negative 3/4. The y-intercept is 3. Okay, that's all that entails. You don't graph it. Okay, then we're going to look at a couple story problems. You already have placed 175 pieces on a puzzle. Each minute you place 10 more pieces. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to model the number of pieces placed. Use the equation to find how many pieces have been placed after 50 minutes. Okay, pieces is the answer to the problem. Okay, so you're going to put pieces and minutes. X is minutes, Y is pieces. So per, it would be pieces per minute, okay? Alright, each minute means per minute. That would be 10. 10 times X. I'm going to make the table. Pieces equals Y, so pieces minutes is X. Okay, when we have the pieces per minute, we're going 0, 1, 2. Okay, now before the 10 pieces, we had 175 to start with. Now I start adding the rate of change every minute. So plus 10, now I have 185. Plus 10, now I have 195. It's good enough, you can block it. Then 50 minutes is your closer. You're trying to find how many pieces there'd be with that. So the ladder's going to be easy to make. The equals Y ladder, because you know you have 175 to start with, and you're adding 10 every minute, so 10 times X. So my equation is 175 plus 10 times X equals Y, and then we put the closer in for X. X equals 50. Okay, X has a dot with it, so you should put it in parentheses and take 10 times 50, or sorry, I'll show my work, plus 10 times parentheses 50 equals Y. Y is by itself. He's screaming, solve me. So I just go to the other side and do the operations. 10 times 50 is 500. Plus, and then add those two, you get 675. Put that, now put it on your table, make sure it makes sense. I mean, I know that's a long way to 675, but it's also a long way from 2 to 50 as well. Okay, I am downloading an extremely long video to a computer. After 4 minutes of uploading time, sorry, I should say uploading, not downloading. That's idiotic. I'm uploading an extremely long video to a computer. After 4 minutes of uploading time, there are 501 megabytes left to download. After 15 minutes of uploading time, there are 468 megabytes left to download. How many minutes will it take the entire video to upload? So all these downloads mean upload. Okay. Okay, so we're solving for the minutes. So minutes is independent, but what's dependent upon it is the megabytes. So megabytes. So minutes is X, megabytes is Y. So it'd be per minute, MB per minute. Now, we don't have the megabytes per minute. It's not 501, that's after 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes have passed. Okay, it's not 468 either, so we put a question mark, and then I go make the table from there. Minutes is X, so minutes, megabytes. Okay. Okay, so put 0, but it's not going to do any good to go to 1 to 2, and we don't know that, so we block it and then fill in the rest. Okay, so 4 minutes, 501. 15 minutes, 468. Okay. Okay, so obviously this started somewhere, B. So we make the line with a B at the beginning. And then plus, well, I don't know what we're going to plus here, so we got to figure out our megabytes per minute. Y minus Y, X minus X figures that out. Okay, this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So if I compare x's, I'm starting here, 468 over 15, and then 501 over 4. Okay, that's going to give you negative 33 over 11. So divide that, you get negative 3. You're dividing it, not reducing it on a story problem. Okay. Alright, so I know I'm adding negative 3 times x. And the b, y equals m times x plus b. So the m is negative 3. So we got to have an xy from the table. We'll go 4, 501. X is 4, y is 501. Put the b. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Then plus your 12. That's 513. Okay. So we started with 513 megabytes. You're adding negative 3 every minute, and that takes you to however many megabytes. Oops, I forgot to put the closer. 0 megabytes, so put 0 under the megabytes column. We're trying to figure out how many minutes would go with that. Okay. Sorry, after I put that in, I needed to put the closing number with the question mark. Okay, so we have 513 plus negative 3 times x equals y. Now y equals 0 in the closing. Okay, you don't need a parentheses, you just put a 0 in place of the y. You only use a parentheses if your variable's multiplied. It's not. X is multiplied, but that's staying. Okay. You got plus and times, circle the times, minus your 513. 0 minus 513 is negative 513 divided by negative 3. Okay. $171, which is close to 3 hours, but not quite. Now you're like, why did you make us sit through that? Because this is all you're doing on the assignment. Okay. I'm going to do it right from the document. For each table, describe the type of correlation. It's either positive, negative, or no correlation. There's your average price. What happens to the gene sold here, the numbers sold? Down, down, down. So that's a negative correlation. Okay, there's the years. We don't really look at that. It's all about this. Tickets, up, up, then down, up, 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 then down, up. Basically, though, it doesn't go up every time, but from here to here, it's basically going up. Just look at, you can tell at first glance. That looks like a positive correlation to me. So positive correlation. Actually, you're not going to do neither, okay? What's it look, generally speaking, happening to the temperature? It looks to me like it's going down, okay? So that's negative correlation. And that's the assignment, okay? Looking at the dependent y unit, that sets you up for the next lesson, but